Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important example for services where we will learn how to inject a service without constructor. Okay, because so far like whatever example we have discussed, we discussed the approach where we were using the constructor to import the service. But in today's session, we will talk about the another scenario where we will import the service but with the help of inject, not with the help of constructor. Okay, so to discuss this thing in detail, what I will do, I will explain you the requirement first. According to the requirement, we will create the service and then we will write the logic from scratch. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular services, how to inject Angular service without constructor. Okay, and for the complete course you can refer the Tech Sharmit digital course book, which is available freely in the description box. So now here you can see we have this app.component.html file. In this file I will write heading 2 because you can see one heading is already there, that is Angular 19 course by Tech Sharmit. Now I will put the topic name that we are going to discuss today, and that is injecting service without component in Angular. In bracket maybe we can write inject using inject. Okay, fine. Now to implement this thing, we are sure that we need one service, so let's create the service here. So I will write here ng g is for Angular, g generate, s is service, and the name of the service is inject. And I want to not inject, let's give it a name as data maybe, or maybe we can give it as a name logger. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll simply write here ng, which is Angular, g generate, s service, and my folder / logger, and that's it. Now press enter. So once you press enter, it will take few seconds and it will add the my folder here. In this my folder you can see that we have my logger.service.spec.ts. This is the file that we are not going to touch, okay, because this is just for the testing purpose and we are not going to implement anything related to that as of now. Okay, second file is logger.service.ts. so this is the main file where we are going to write everything regarding the service. Okay, alright, so this thing is clear that what we are going to use. Now question comes, what we are planning to implement or what application we are building. So what we want to build, we want to create a user input field from where a user can provide a message. That message should be logged on a console. Okay, so I want to accept one message from a user. I want to console it through the service, but throughout the application we are not going to use any constructor, we are going to use the inject. Now to explain this thing, let's create one by one. So firstly we will go to we will go to logger.service.ts. Here you can see the service code is all by default where we have injectable, that means we are injecting, and provided in is root, that means the service is applicable throughout the application, and the name of the class is logger service, and constructor are placed by default but we are not going to use it, so we will just simply remove it. Okay, and after that we will write the logic that we want to build. So for that, what I will do, firstly I will create one method here, that is log method. In this log method we will receive one message, the type would be string only, and here we will add curly braces. In this curly braces we will write console.log, and then we will write here log, then comma, then we will write here message. That's it. Okay, and then you can put semicolon over here. Okay, so this is the thing that is already created, that log is a method which receives a string as a message, and then we will use that message to write a console message. Okay, Fine, so service part is done. That's the only thing that I want to declare in the service. Now to use it, what we will do, we will go to app.component.ts, and here usually what we do, we simply write here constructor. Okay, and in constructor we write private, then we will write here logger colon and then the service name, logger service. So usually we go with this approach, right? But today we are not going to use this approach. So this is the old approach. So let me comment it out, old approach, or we can write with constructor, injecting service with constructor, injecting service with constructor. Okay, let me write it again, constructor. And to make it comment, let's add to, because we are not going to use this one. Okay, fine. So how we will inject then? So to inject this service, we will use another thing, that is inject only. So for that you just need to write here private, name of the message, let's say logger, and then we will write here inject. Okay, and see one thing, as of now only component is imported, but when I write inject and enter, automatically added inject. That means this needs to be imported, okay, from core. If it is not there, it won't work. Okay, and here in this parenthesis we will just name the we will just put the service name, that is logger service. That's it. Okay, so this is a modern injection, we can say modern injection. That's it. Okay, fine. Now this is ready, but what was our plan? Our plan was to print the message on console, and that message we want to receive from a component. So for that we will create a method. Method name would be say hello. Okay, say hello, or you can give it as a name send message, something like that. And here I will write like this. So what I will do in this method, I will write this dot logger dot log. So we are just passing the message, and here I will write button was clicked, or you can write message hello or something like that, it doesn't matter. Okay, because any message you can pass from here. So we just mentioned this dot logger dot log button was clicked. Now you can save it, and the main thing is to call this method, because method is ready, service is ready, console part is ready. We just need to call this method. Once this method is called, it will send this message to service, and then service will print that message on a console. Now let's go to app.component.html to implement this. Here I will write HR just to show the horizontal line, and here I will add one button. Okay, button. In this button we will write here click, and in click we will write say hello, which is a method, so we will use parenthesis. That's it. Okay, and here I will write click me. Okay, and if you want you can add one more HR here just to separate out the things properly. Perfect. Now you can run the application. So ng serve -- open enter, wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output. So we can see it shows the output. Angular 19 course by Sharmit, injecting service without component in Angular using inject. So to see the impact of this, we need to open inspect. So just click on inspect, click on console. As of now there is no message, right? But the moment when you click on this button, it will show log button was clicked. If I repeat, it shows 2 log, that means it is printed 2 times log button was clicked. 3, 4, 5. So as many times you will click on this button, it will go to the service. So basically what we are doing, when we click on this button, it's accept the input. Oh, okay, we didn't accept it from user, but that is fine. If you want to accept it from user, that is also implementable. You can simply implement it, but for now I'm just sending the hard-coded message. So it is sending the message from the method to service, and then that service is using it for the to print it on a console. Okay, so what we have learned in this overall session, we just discussed how to inject a service without not component. It should be without constructor. that's my bad. Yeah, injecting service without constructor in Angular. I think all other comments are also fine. Yeah, here it is okay. So basically what we are doing, we have learned the process to inject the service without constructor. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.